What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the 1993 Series 1 Jurassic Park Triceratops. Now, this was made by Kenner and was released in 1993, like I mentioned earlier, and for the Jurassic Park toy line when the movie came out in 93. And very happy to have this. This isn't new to my collection at all. I've had it for several years, but when I got it on eBay, it was a very good price, and I bid it on it, and I actually won. I was really surprised, mainly because I got it with the dino damage. So I got it fairly cheap for what it normally would go for, and very happy to have it in the collection, and trying to complete Series 1 and Series 2. More so Series 1 than Series 2 as far as dinosaurs go, because there's a couple of pieces there that really hard to get. But this is from Series 1, so I'm happy to have this in the collection with the dino damage piece. So normally when you find these, they don't have it, so you'd be lucky to get it at a pretty good price with the piece intact. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. I do like the fact that it's not a whole lot of coloration to it. It looks like it's actual what a dinosaur would look like, or what a trike would look like. The body is made out of this soft plastic. This feels like rubber or rubber plastic, whatever you want to call it. But the legs are made of hard plastic right here. So these four legs right there are hard plastic, while the tail and the main body itself is made out of this soft rubber right here. And then the head is also hard plastic as well. I do like the fact that they was able to use the spray paint and spray painted a little along the back, and then like the little lines here on the sides of the figure. So that adds a little bit more coloration to it. And then here you got the light coloration that they spray painted on the bottom from the all the way down here, all the way down to the tail, and also on the insides of the legs here, the same coloration. And there is the JP08 mark right there. And as far as the head sculpt goes, looks very good for what the toy was back then when it came out. And I do like the spray painting of the horns. I do wish they did the beak a little bit. And then they did paint the outer around the frill, painted the horns and the frill. And the eyes are on point on both sides. I do like the texturing that they got along the face. And kind of like that wrinkled texturing there. And then they got the osteoderms all along the frills here, and along the sides here, and there. And also along the sides, they got all the osteoderms all across the side, on the back, and in the side area, and on the hind legs and front legs. Same here. It's all down there. The texturing looks really good too as well. So Kenner did a real good job with their dinosaurs. I would say more so a phenomenal job when it comes to their figures. The figures still hold up 30 years, later, at the time of this recording. I'm pretty sure they'll probably hold up another 30 more years, if well taken care of, So it just goes to show you how far the quality of toys have gone since 93 all the way till now. Even in the 80s, the quality of toys are still intact, cheaper, cost cutting, to save money and stuff. But Kenner didn't care. They wanted to spend money. They wanted to make sure they got a good quality product that was going to be worthwhile, that could withstand the punishment, that children gave these toys. And 9 times out of 10, they held up pretty well. Of course, you do see some beaters here and there, but they're still there. So as far as articulation, there is no articulation. and it's more of a action figure. But it does have an action feature. So if you go on this right here, there's a button on this side, and you just press it, and it's got that head ramming action right there. And then when it does that, it leaves a big old gap right there, you know. So, but very cool. And then the next thing that's one of the most things that's most famous for is the dino damage. I do like the fact that they took the time to try to blend the damage in with the osteoderms and everything on it, and when they made this piece right there to where you can pull it out, you know, to try to make it like an osteoderm as well. So you pull it out, there's the piece right there. Then here there is the nasty wound that it shows. Got the shoulder blade right there, connected to the bones right there, and there's all the red insides. So very cool. So then you just have to, when you're ready to put it back in, you just kind of push it back in like that. So yeah, that was a look at the Triceratops. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of comparisons with some other vintage trikes that I have in my collection. So the first one I want to bring out is one from the Definitely Dinosaurs that came out in 1987. So this was a pretty big Triceratops as well that Play School produced for their toy line, you know. And even though it's not as big as the one that Kenner did, it's still got a nice size to it, you know, and still go very well hand in hand with each other, I think, you know. So it's a little bit more wider. You know, the head's bigger and the body is a little bit more wider, but it's not as long. The length isn't as long. So I think they go good, you know. Alright, so let's bring out another famous Triceratops figure that Tyco did for their Dino Riders line. Now, as you could tell, this thing is way smaller. So Mattel isn't the only one that made a undersized Triceratops for their toy line. You know, like I said, Tyco did this one, and this was motorized. Imagine if they actually did a Triceratops this big. You know, I'm sure it would have been probably cost as much as the T-Rex did. So the only reason I got to hold it up is because that's where it's kind of stuck in. And like I said, it is motorized, and I do have the battery cover. It's kind of like half-eaten, you know. But yeah, it doesn't work, so that's why it's pretty much stuck in this position. But anyways, but yeah, you could probably use this as like a sub-adult, you know. Like I said, a little bit undersized, you know, for what it should be. But then again, it is a motorized dinosaur, so its head is always going to bobble on the side, you know. So, but I do like it, you know. Scaling is a little bit off, but, you know, like I said, you could probably use this as a sub-adult, you know. Nothing wrong with that. So, alright. Well, that concludes the review. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this Triceratops. Did you have this as a kid? Or are you looking to add to your collection? And what you think of the size comparisons? So, that being said, words of wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.